What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel and to another Outriders video. The topic for discussion today is maintaining rounds as a firepower build. So whether you're using Trickster, Technomancer or Pyromancer, this is a topic that I often see come up in streams or by new players, and that is how do we maintain rounds? How do we actually keep as many of those blighted rounds, twisted rounds and volcanic rounds in our gun so that we can keep getting the benefit from that. If you enjoy this video or find it useful in any way, please do consider giving it a like, subbing to the channel, maybe sharing the video with a buddy. It really does help the channel grow and it just means a whole lot to me. But without any further ado, let's go. Ever since these abilities were discovered on classes, we as players have been trying to figure out ways how we can keep rounds indefinitely so that we can keep getting the benefit from these skills, the additional firepower, the additional damage, the additional AoE, whatever we have stacked as mods on these skills, and that we can reap the benefit from it permanently without ever losing rounds. Now, we're going to be going into a lot more detail on the Technomancer and the Trickster, but the reason for this is basically twofold. First of all, volcanic rounds on the Pyromancer, I wouldn't call it a gimmick, but it isn't really on the same power level as the other two classes. And the only real benefit for me at the moment right now with using volcanic rounds is so that I can benefit from the reload mod, which gives me all that additional anomaly damage. The other reason why I don't focus so much on this is, generally speaking, if you are running volcanic rounds, players tend to put this on LMGs. And the fact is you have so many rounds in that, and you have ways of using feed the flames to get your bullets back. And also you usually have low cooldowns. So a lot of the times after you spent that, you don't have bullets for maybe like 11 to 14 seconds, and then you can refresh your skill. The first thing about maintaining rounds in any one of the three classes, and this is a general tip, is simply that it is much easier for the host of the game to do this. You'll often find that if you're off host, you have a harder time maintaining bullets, and that's of course because Outriders is a peer-to-peer connection game. There's unfortunately no server that manages this for us, and so the host is generally considered to be the server. If you have a poor connection to the host, a lot of the times your bullets will either not register the on-kill effect, which you usually need to reload the gun, or in many cases you might actually be shooting something that's already dead if the connection is really bad. So the first and best advice I can give you is, if you're playing with a group of players and you're the bullet guy while the rest of them are all AP or debuff or something like that, then usually it's a good idea for you to be the host and for them to connect to you. That's just going to be a much easier ride for you, and generally I would say that solves like 95% of people's problems with maintaining rounds. And a lot of the sort of advice that I'm going to be giving now when we talk about mods specifically on the Techno and on the Trickster are going to be moot if you just are the host. A lot of the times when you're the host, you can maintain bullets better by just counting your rounds better, having the effect be better, timing your shots better, and knowing exactly when you're going to kill something. That being said, you could as a new player still be struggling to maintain rounds, keep them up, or even as a veteran still see some situations where you actually run out of bullets. So let's look at the Technomancer first. And on the Technomancer, you essentially have two ways. Just straight off the bat, there are many different ways to also still incorporate bullets back into your gun by using mods that, you know, let you not burn bullets when you crit or anything like that. But the two fundamental mods that generally are included in a firepower blighted rounds techno is Toxic Lead and Trick Up the Sleeve. Now, it's really important that you understand the difference between the two, because just straight looking at them, you might be thinking, oh, well, they're kind of like the same. And clearly Toxic Lead is better because it gives you 40% of your ammo back, whereas Trick Up the Sleeve only gets you 30%. And Trick Up the Sleeve is a level 1 mod, which is easier to roll on gear and probably you have easier access to. And Toxic Lead is a level 2 mod, which maybe you don't have access to yet, or, you know, whatever reason. The point is that these two actually proc very differently, and Toxic Lead, even though it gives you a higher mag return, 40% instead of 30, you have to kill something that has toxic on it. Now this is cool, that's fine, because when you shoot stuff with blighted rounds, they get toxic on them. But sometimes if you're killing stuff literally too fast, then you can run into situations where toxic does not have a time to apply or a time to tick or whatever you want to call it, and so therefore you don't actually get the ammo back. Now this is especially true if you're off host, because a lot of those times you're shooting something and perhaps in the connection that you have to the person who is the host, the toxic is not applying fast enough, and so therefore you don't get it back. Oftentimes, if you play off host Techno Bullet, then it's a good opportunity for you to switch Toxic Lead for Trick Up the Sleeve, and you'll be getting less of your mag back at 10% less. But Trick Up the Sleeve is overall better in this case because that procs off killing shots. So even if you triple tap, or if you 3 of the bullets from your tactical rifle hit something in the head and instantly kill it, you'll still actually get that back. And as I've mentioned, this definitely counts in your favor if you are off host, and that's just the thing. Another thing that you can also bear in mind is if you really have a hard time actually maintaining rounds, you can double stack this. So you can have Toxic Lead on your build as well as Trick Up the Sleeve. That gives you essentially two chances to reload the gun, and they don't override each other or anything like that. So you're not going to get one canceling out the other or anything like that, but this definitely does up the chances of you actually getting bullets back. Now, yes, you do have to burn 1 mod slot, but these are the things we have to do, unfortunately, in the peer-to-peer Outriders world we live in. And when we get to Trickster, it's an even more different ball game. The 2 main reloading mechanics that we have, or mods for that matter, that we have on Trickster is instant reload, which procs off of Hunter Prey. This is a fantastic one. It's a level 3 mod though, so this is often something that is a gatekeeper for people to get hold of. But the point is that as soon as you teleport behind something with Hunter Prey, you get a full mag back of whatever gun you're holding in your hand. And the second reloading mechanic that you have with Trickster is Ammo Bargain, and this is built into Twisted Rounds as a level 3 mod. And that basically says that as long as you have Twisted Rounds up, killing stuff replenishes 20% of your mag. So it's kind of like Trick Up the Sleeve that we just saw with Techno. This is just even less bullets, so it's not 30, it's only 20%. Now, generally speaking, when it comes to the Trickster, you have to apply even a little bit more logic if you are off host. If you are on host, it's incredibly easy to actually keep track of your rounds. And generally speaking, you can play very, very close to the wire. In other words, if you have 1 or 2 rounds left in your mag, you can use instant reload, teleport behind something and get it fully back, because you are able to time it perfectly since you are the host. Now, if you are playing off host, it's generally a good idea to have a larger mag and then initiate the jump. So once you get to about 4 or 5, I would really say 5 is even the sweet spot. You should already be jumping with Hunter Prey then to ensure that you get a full mag back. Now, specifically with the Trickster, there's a little trick that I can teach you or show you, and that is a way for you to still, if you have a situation where you've just depleted your last round, you weren't able to Hunter Prey, and so now you're in the reload animation and you can see as it's busy reloading the gun. And this works especially well with shotguns because they tend to have longer reload animations. Is in this moment you can actually cancel the reload animation by meleeing, thereby buying yourself a little bit of time for your Hunter Prey to refresh or for you to pick another target and then Hunter Prey. Now, what you'll notice is that you're still maintaining the Twisted Rounds buff because you haven't actually completed a reload and therefore lost the buff. So you can essentially stall that reload animation by hitting, and you're seeing this happening in the background right now, but you can stall that reload animation by meleeing, giving you a little bit of additional time to actually Hunter Prey onto something, and then once you do, Bob's your uncle, you got your rounds back and you're good to go. That's basically it, guys. I don't want to keep you for too much longer. This is some basic information in a way, but definitely I'm sure helpful to anybody that's new and starting out the game and trying to understand the difference between bullet or firepower classes and AP, and exactly how you can maintain that powerful firepower bonus for as long as possible. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any other further questions. No question is too simple, no question is too basic, even advanced stuff, whatever. We're all here to help each other out. But like I said, let me know in the comments down below if you have any other questions, even on this topic, which I covered now. But this is definitely something that I do see causing people a lot of strife, especially in co-op situations where you are trying to, maintain your rounds for as long as possible so you can deal the most possible damage and so that you can have the most damage at the end of the round. But in any case, good luck with that. Good luck with the expeditions. And thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. I just want you to have a great morning, a fantastic afternoon, and an awesome evening wherever you are in the world. And until next video, fucking cheers.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.